So today I gotta try something different. It's killing me to not be able to do routines, day-to-day routines, like go food shopping or whatever, and trying to save it all for one day, one moment in the week. So what I decided to do was I went out and I bought a mount for my car, and I decided to try to do something a little different where I'm going to record some footage in here in the room in the studio, but then if I'm driving around, record other footage that I can kind of just integrate and intertwine and just have all together. So with that,
here we go.
what is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Nintendo Guru, and look, I want to talk about Discord, and apparently they just tweeted out this week that they're interested in bringing what they can do to the Nintendo Switch, and I feel like personally that is such a huge get for Nintendo if they can make it happen. It's obvious that Nintendo's voice chat is not the best, utilizing cell phones. Having Discord built into the Nintendo Switch would be something, in my opinion, that is pretty spectacular. It would be more fluid, it would work better. Right now, we're in a situation where the mobile phone is whatever. I would rather just call somebody on the phone, but I find myself nowadays either using in-game chat with like games like Fortnite, which who would have thought that that's going to work, but it does work, and it works pretty seamlessly. The only thing I don't like about Fortnite is when you're chatting and you move from match out to the lobby, you lose that chat, and that's a little frustrating, but it's not that long. It's not as bad as you would think. It would be nice to just have a party chat where you could just continue to talk throughout. We don't have that option, and that is what it is. But with Discord, this is the second time that Discord has basically said, like, hey, we want to do something on the Nintendo Switch. This time they actually said we're waiting on Nintendo's blessing to make it happen. So one can hope that Nintendo will finally just go, hey, we're going to do this. I don't know what the holdup is ultimately for Nintendo and why they're not doing this. I would hope that they just find a way to get it done, you know. With the current status of the voice chat, I feel like, you know, it's kind of neat where if you're playing a game and it you know, you're in a lobby, it'll pull you into, like an example was Splatoon. I think it's pretty ingenious when you're playing Splatoon, if you have multiple people playing with you and it separates you into teams, it actually grabs those people and moves them into teams. But the disadvantage is you can't just chat with whoever. You have to create a game lobby. So if I'm playing a game, you know, in rank play, where you definitely need to talk in rank play, you don't have that ability. And it is crazy to watch when Nintendo does tournaments with Splatoon 2, and it's obvious that they need voice chat, and they offer voice chat during that situation. Why they don't turn around and go, well, you know what, we need voice chat, let's make it happen. Who knows? The next thing I want to talk about is, man, Mario Maker 2 Direct. For those that stuck around yesterday and they watched the stream with Justin Masson and myself, we streamed it live, we talked about it, we discussed it, had a good time with Justin. But there was things in that Direct that actually just made me go like, wow, I'm all in with this, and I am very excited for this. I'm hoping that Nintendo shows us just a little more. It moved the needle for me. You know, earlier this week I did the video where I was just like, hey man, this isn't for me, I'm not happy with it, I'm not hyped about it, I'm not excited. I'm not over the moon yet, don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not where I was for Mario Maker 1 by any stretch of the imagination. But I am to the point where I'm sitting here and I'm like, hey, show me some more, Nintendo. If you can show me more and I like it, I'm in. So some other things that I love about this new Mario Maker is the fact of, like, there's expandability, it seems. It looks like 3D World is not the only aesthetic we're going to get. Looks like there's a possibility of other games in the future, which is just pretty awesome. Like, could we get a Galaxy version? Could we get Super Mario Bros. 2, which I really want and I would love to have? But I'll be honest with you, one of the biggest sellers for me that got me really super hyped, I mean, I wasn't outwardly hyped about it, but in my mind, was the fact of playing 3D World in a 2D aesthetic. And it even got me to the point where I was like, man, I would love to have this in an actual game. Like, Nintendo, just take these aesthetics, go away, and make me a new game and bring it back. Like, I just love the way it looks. And it makes me wonder, like, are we going to see Galaxy or Super Mario Bros. 2 and all that stuff? And the search engine is another thing. The fact that we can actually put in to our levels, this is Super Mario Brothers, this is Super Mario Bros. 3, this is World, whatever. And then said person can then also, if I just want to play Super Mario Bros. 3 levels, I just search for all the Super Mario Bros. 3 levels. It also, the auto-scrolling levels are gone. I can literally just take them out of the equation. It's almost like Nintendo was listening to us and going like, we need to fix this, 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 and this. And they did it. And I'm very happy about that. That gets me really super excited, to be honest with you. I'm very happy about all this. Fingers crossed, they show us a little bit more, which I think they're holding back, definitely. There's no doubt they're holding back for the tournament that they're going to do. And I think the tournament is a fantastic idea. I talked about it on the Nintendo PlayStation podcast. I predicted that they would do a Nintendo World Championships to kind of wrap up with that. I'm kind of interested to see how they do this. It's going to be speed runs, I'm assuming. Whoever does it the quickest, and then they'll be taking people out. I love this idea. And I also can't wait to see what the Treehouse team comes up with for this. Like they did in the Nintendo World Championships. They made some phenomenal levels. So we'll see. The other thing that I like what Nintendo did is they are starting to lean into the Nintendo Online. There was 2 options within this Direct that maybe perk up a little bit. The 2 were, number 1 was the amazing idea of, we're going to basically, you buy Mario Maker, and for an additional $10, we're going to give you a year of Nintendo Online. So for me, someone that owns it, it's an advantage because it stacks the year. So right now I'm at a year and 3 months, something like that, because I took advantage of the Twitch Prime when that was a thing. So hopefully I can get the other 9 months for that, and that'll give me 2 years. I like Nintendo Online. I like playing games online with my friends. I like this ability to do this, and I feel like this is just another thing. So for $10, it's a no-brainer. It makes absolute sense why you would do this, you know? It's not like it's, you know, the cost of Nintendo Online, and then you go like, it's a discounted price. It's already cheap as it is. $20 a year is unbelievably cheap. $10 is even more, and it's like, my God, I can't even believe they're giving this thing away. The other thing I thought was pretty cool was the voucher system, which is another thing I'm going to take advantage of. And I'm not going to buy Mario Maker. I'm going to utilize it to buy 2 new games that are coming out, like Astral Chain, and the fact that I pay $100 up front and I get 2 games for $50. So I'm saving $10 per game, saving the $20. It's worth it. Totally worth it. And especially with Gamers Unlocked going away, which is a place, Best Buy, where I used to buy a lot of games, Amazon not giving discounts anymore, just makes sense to start moving even further digitally. There are 1 terabyte micro SD cards coming out now. So, and they're about $450, well out of the price range, but within a year, they should start to get very reasonable. I'm liking the fact that like we are getting more reasonable with the digital where things are going. So I'm going to keep pushing forward digitally. Unless it's a big collector's edition, I'm just going to buy digital. It just makes sense. Switch is a portable console. And for me, having the ability to play whenever I want to play and not have to bring a big tote of cartridges just makes sense to me. This was evident when I was going to Disney World on vacations and I had my 3DS. I started to go fully digital there. This is just even further fully digital for me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I'm curious what you guys think. Like, as we move forward, do you get more enticed to go digital? Like, what's it going to take for you to go digital? Now, I know there's people that are like, oh, I'm a collector. I like to have the cartridges. And that's fine. To each their own. You know, it's whatever you enjoy. Me personally, there's nothing to these things. When I was a kid, and if I would have had the option with instruction booklets and collections, that's a little bit different. You know what I mean? There's more to it. Nowadays, it's just a box and a cartridge, and that's it. And it's like, to me, the appeal is not there. There's no... Now, with the indies, when you look at what like Nicholas does and super rare games, that makes a little bit more sense. I understand that. And when you get collector's editions, that makes a little bit more sense. So we'll see how this all pans out, honestly, later on. But for right now, I'm becoming more and more a fan of digital games.
And I just like this woman's looking at me like I'm nuts. Sorry, lady. Don't know, I'm talking to myself.
As we move forward, I'm just becoming more and more. I was about 85% before. When we get deals like this, it pushes me further. Pushes me even further and deeper into it. So, we'll see. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching today's episode of Nintendo Guru Daily. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please slap the like button down below. Share it with all your friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, @Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.